Back in May of 2021, to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Sonic the Hedgehog series, Sega enlisted the help of the Prague Philharmonic Orchestra, as well as the incredibly talented bands they've partnered with in past games, to put on a virtual symphony filled with some of the best music from the series for fans to tune in and listen to. I can still remember working the cash register at the grocery store with one headphone in, listening to this performance and being ecstatic whenever my favorite tracks were featured. Well, fast forward to June of 2023, and Sega announced that the Sonic Symphony would be going on tour all around the world. I made the bold decision to buy tickets almost immediately, but here's the problem. I live in the great state of North Carolina, and they sadly weren't coming here when they announced the tickets. So I had a decision to make. Would I drive 5 hours to Washington, D.C., or 5 hours to Atlanta? It took me a little bit to decide, but given by the release date of this video, I obviously settled on taking a trip down to Atlanta with my girlfriend, Izzy. Not only for the Sonic Symphony, but also to celebrate our anniversary, since Atlanta supposedly had one of the best aquariums, and maybe the two of us could gather some street passes while we're down there. So once the end of December rolled around, we packed up and began the long drive from North Carolina all the way to Atlanta. For as bad as people were saying the traffic heading into the city was, it was a little underwhelming, but maybe that's just because we got off the highway at an early exit. We tucked in shortly after arriving since it was such a long drive down and tomorrow would also be a busy day. The next morning, I was determined to get at least one street pass throughout the day. We'd be going to the Georgia Aquarium, the World of Coke, and finally the Sonic Symphony, so I was bound to get at least one, right? After waiting through a long line out in the cold, we were finally inside, and it was magnificent. This is just like Animal Crossing. So good. But it wasn't until after the dolphin exhibit that I decided to take a look at my 3DS.
We got one.
I had gotten one. The green light was the biggest surprise. Given how many people were packed into this aquarium, I suppose it's statistically likely that someone else was carrying a 3DS. After the aquarium, we went to lunch at Johnny Rockets, but all I could focus on was who this street pass came from. It wouldn't be until we got back to the hotel that my anticipation would pay off. The day was already a success, so thank you, Canon from Florida, for making this video a possibility. But there's still the symphony, so there may be more in store. The World of Coke was a bit underwhelming with how packed everything was and all the long lines. And despite all these people, I couldn't get one street pass. But seeing these Olympic pins and World Series rings kind of made up for it. To end our visit, we got to visit the Taste It Lounge, where they showcased a ton of different Coca-Cola brand drinks from all around the world. And this was most certainly my favorite part.
Korea, and it's apple flavored.
So after a quick breather at the hotel room, it was time for the final showing of the Sonic Symphony in the year 2023. For this event, we both brought our 3DSs, since, if anywhere, this is where we'd find new people. And find new people we did. The place was absolutely packed. See this line? This is just for the merch table. People were not shy about their love for this series. After receiving my amazing Sonic Symphony shirt, we headed up to our seats. While we waited, I noticed another green light on my 3DS, and while it may just be Izzy's since her console is right next to mine, I saw a few people playing numerous 3DSs, so I decided to be optimistic that that's what happened. But the show is what I'm here for, and it far exceeded any expectations I had going in. The instrumentalists were stunning, and they even debuted 3 new arrangements from Sonic Unleashed, Colors, and Frontiers. Where things really got good was when they began the vocal songs. Filling the role of Johnny Gioeli from Crush 40 would be Adrienne Cohen, known for doing some songs from the anime Ruby. She had some amazing moments, and her ability to scream rivaling that of Kellen Quinn was really impressive. Everybody, including me, was singing along, and there were a bunch of really impressive guitar solos done by Shota Nakama. They had to do a fake ending, only for an encore of Escape from the City and Live and Learn to play. This symphony was everything I had hoped for it to be, and more. It was almost astounding seeing just how many fans were there, and how practically all of them were singing along to the music. So with all of these people here, some of whom were literally seen playing their 3DS, how many street passes could I muster up from the Sonic Symphony? Back at the hotel room, I got 3 street passes, 2 of which being new. There was Tony from Mexico. Izzy, I already have you, that's not anything crazy. And finally, there's Gamerwolf from Georgia. So over the course of this 2-day trip to Atlanta, I got 3 brand new street passes, and I gotta say that's about what I was expecting. Not one from the Aquarium, but definitely somewhere between 3 and 10 due to the Symphony. So I'd say this whole trip was a success just based on my street passes. Thank you all so much for watching. This is my first video delving into real life content. My life isn't interesting enough to warrant more of these kinds of videos. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I do actually have another large trip coming up, and of course I'll be hunting for more street passes. My Discord server, Twitter, and Twitch are going to be down in the description below. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.